Greetings, football managers and fans across the globe. We are back for episode 2 of our Build a Nation Save in Poland with Górniczy Klub Sportowy Katowice. Now, where we left off last time, we had only played 5 matches, but I have actually finished the season. Shock and surprise, right? Well, let me just say, we did get promoted, and we did go up as champions. So, let's take a look at the results since where we left off last. So we were right here at the end of our last video, where we got a win against Polonia Warszawa, 3-1. Following that, we did lose a game, but then we went on a 7-match undefeated streak, where we beat a few teams who are expected to get promoted in this season, like Wisła Płock. Whom else would be in that boat? Well, no one else really. Maybe Matchday, but I'm not sure about that. Now, after that, we did lose a couple of matches in a row, one to Lechia Gdańsk and Górnik Lechna. And that was our heaviest defeat to date, considering we didn't score a single goal and, well, we got beat 3-0 there. What else should I say there? After that, we won a match, then lost another big one, 5-2 to Zagłębie Sosnowiec. That was a winnable match, so it was disappointing to have dropped points there. But at that point, we were still in first place, and to be fair, we actually never lost first place throughout the season, despite some of the big losses we had. Now, here's a big win against Shrobry Glogov. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, but at this point, well, I don't speak fluent Polish, although Serbian is pretty damn similar, considering most of my Polish friends can actually understand me when I speak in Serbian. Well, that's besides the point though. But following that, we had our lengthy winter break and we played a few friendlies, got absolutely clobbered by Slovan Bratislava, 6-1. Then we won a match, drew, and won another one against Prostejov. I believe they're from Czech Republic. Yeah, they are. Or Czechia, pardon me. And lost to Zbrojovka Brno. So those are just winter break friendly warm-up matches, if you will. Then we went on to win 3 more matches in a row. Lost one at home, which we should have won. Won 2 more again against Wisła Płock, so that's 2 for 2 against them for the season. Won against Górnik Lechna again. Lost to Lezovia Reshov. And for the rest of the season, we did fairly well. So, all things considered, and I've reloaded to a point, obviously, where we are right before our last match for the season, which we did win. I think it was 2-0. But we are getting promoted as champions for this year. So we will be in the extra class next season. And I've also made a number of signings. Some of which we probably had no business getting those players in, but somehow they've agreed to join us, like Dejan Stanivukovic joining us from Fudbalski Klub Kolubara over in Serbia. And he is going to be our starting goalkeeper next season, especially considering that Celsa is actually retiring. We're also bringing in Samu from Burgos to be our backup. Franco Suarez is joining us from Peñarol in, I believe, Uruguay? Yeah. So he is going to be a starting striker, considering that we are losing our current starter Alanis, since he's on loan from Atletico Tucumán. And the only other thing I really need to do in terms of signings is bring in a good center back, and we will be covering that in a later video. But for right now, these are mostly one striker, one right back, two left backs, couple of defensive midfielders, and that's about it. So that's it in terms of transfers, and now we will move on to show you what will happen next here. So we are currently a few matches into the season, and our lineup has undergone a few changes, one of which is a new experimental tactic that I'm trying out here, and we did win a couple of matches using this one, and then we lost heavily a couple of times, so it's a work in progress. It still needs to be tweaked, still needs major adjustments, but this is how our starting 11 are looking. So we have Stanivukovic in net, Komor and Repka playing as ball playing the defenders, and in the middle, Jedric is playing as a libero on defend duty. Then we have Bondo on the left as a supporting wing back, Gonzalo Braga on the right as an inverted defending wing back, Itura, who's one of the new signings that I didn't showcase previously, is our new starting defensive midfielder. Pigiel, who was with us last season as well, is going to start in the center of the pitch as a Mazala. And then we have another new signing here in Dita, who actually just joined us. And he's only played one match, but has already got himself an assist. So he will be a good winger for us. I would like it if he had a slightly higher work rate, but he is good enough as it is. And of course, then we have Mateusz Schmack, who is actually going to be leaving. We just sold him for, I think it was 450,000. Just to free up some wages. I mean, he is 24. I probably should have kept him for a bit longer, but it is what it is. We need to free up some wages to bring in a few more youngsters and truly start rebuilding our youth setup and reserves. And of course, up front we'll have Suarez, and he's already done pretty well in 2 matches played. He's got 3 goals, and an average rating of 7.8. So, all in all, a good start for him. Now, in terms of results, so this here is a preseason save point, which I capped off after the first 2 wins, which we'll take a look at right now. So, first one against Legia Warszawa, surprise win here. We were supposed to get absolutely destroyed in this match, and it was a pleasant surprise. I mean, I did play my... Oh yes, one of my other tactics that I've set up, which is basically, I call this Jose way. I know Mourinho doesn't play a 4-4-3, 4-3-3, pardon me, but the core principles of keeping a lower defensive line and using a low block are there. There are a ton of instructions here though, but it did work for us. Let's just have a quick look at the highlights. So we opened the scoring with Suarez getting his first of the season. And then Bergier puts us up 2-0. But Legia Warszawa are not about to give up here, and they bang one in off the post. Jurgen makes it 2-1. Glaring defensive error there basically gifts a goal back to Legia. But right before halftime, we strike again. And it's Mateusz Mak who puts us up 3-2. Now in the second half here, 15 minutes in, and Jurgen is going to equalize for Legia. And then an absolute dramatic winner in the last few minutes of the match. Off an own goal. Gives us 3 points to start off the season on the right foot. Now following that, we did beat Piast Gliwice, pardon me, 2-1. And that's about it for the start of the season. Now we will take a look at the results from the next few matches, and then I will play one match live to finish off the video. Right, so here we are with the next 5 matches that we're playing, and we suffered an absolute heavy defeat against Warta Poznan away from home, losing 3-0 in the end. Then we managed to beat Rakov Częstochowa 2-1. Following that, we lost 2 matches in a row, although they were close matches, including the one against Cracovia, which we should have won. And of course losing to LKS Lodz 2-1. And then we drew against Zagłębie Lubin 1-1. So one common trend that I'm seeing since the start of the season is that we are conceding more goals than we'd like, having conceded 7, 8, 9, 11, 12 goals in the opening 7 matches. Now we've shown we can score, but it's kind of hit and miss. It's scoring in bunches and bursts, and that is easily followed by a bunch of dry spells. So it's not ideal overall, but then again, the squad is still gelling together, and there's still lots of time left in the season. Now, we did make another new signing, and that was, well, provided that he actually accepts our offer. Where did he go? So, Faye here is going to be joining us. And there's an interesting thing I found out when signing him. So, what I did, and it's a little bit of a cheeky way to go about it, I switched our scouting range to World, looked at free agents, then I ran the Python script in the background, and Faye came up at the top of the list for a best fit as a ball-playing defender. So we went ahead to sign him, and at first I spoke to his agent, and it turned out that he wanted 3.7 thousand per week. So we went ahead and signed him, but then I realized I forgot to turn off the World Scouting or switch it back to Poland. So I reloaded the save, I bypassed his agent, and I just offered him a contract, and lo and behold, he wanted only 1.2 or 1,200 per week. So I'm not sure if it's a combination between having a higher scouting range or not talking to the agent before you offer the player a contract, but somewhere in between there, we were able to get a major discount on a pretty good defender, and he is going to be solid. I mean, we've got 16 tackling, 13 marking, 14 heading, 13 jumping reach. Pace and acceleration could use a little bit of work, but he is only 19. He's got 16 positioning and determination. And 16 first touch for a defender. He's a ball-playing defender through and through. And he's got good passing as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier, but he is going to be good. So Ablaye Faye will be joining us shortly. I do have a few days to go through here. Hopefully he signs before the next match against Corona Kleice. But there he is. He's coming in. Perfect. What a free agent pickup he will be. He's definitely going to be starting right away. So we are going to train him as a ball-playing defender. And one thing I might have not covered before was the way the training is set up, specifically the rest schedule, which is courtesy of RDF Tactics. Many of you know him. So basically, what you want to do is to make sure that there's no pitch or gym work being performed if the player's conditioning is poor or below that. Now, if the conditioning is fair, you go with normal intensity. Same with good conditioning, and excellent conditioning gets double the workload. After that, everybody on individual list needs to be switched to automatic training, which will use the settings from the rest schedule. So I have my senior team set up that way. I have my reserves team set up the same way. And same thing with the youth team as well. If we take a look here. So everybody's getting the same workload. And the other thing which I did cover in episode 1 of the series was when we take a look at the squad sort by potential, and the players who appear to have the highest potential are training with the first team, but they're staying in the youth setup for the time being. So hopefully that will help them improve at a quicker pace. And now we're gonna move on to the match against Korona Kleče next. Right, so here we are right ahead of the match, and I made a couple of tweaks to my experimental tactic here. We're going to change the attacking midfielder in the central position off the left side to a shadow striker. Another change being made is the winger on support on the right wing is going to play as an inside forward. And we are going to change the central midfielder to a Mazzala on support. But everything else remains the same. Now, before we go into the match, I kind of want to take a look at Korona. Korona Kielce. I've been pronouncing it wrong, and I probably still am, so any of you Polish viewers out there, feel free to correct me. Now let's take a look at their tactics. So they are using a 4-3-3 system. I can't exactly tell. So they're probably playing him as a ball-winning midfielder or a Mazzala. Dalibor Takac. Oh, Ronaldo. Well, hello there, Ronaldo. Yeah, not the same Ronaldo, of course. Romanian Ronaldo, let's call him that. He is probably playing as an advanced playmaker. And the wingers here could be inside forwards. Okay, so let's see team reports. If we take a look at the scouting report, 7.64, so he's their danger man. We're gonna have to keep a close eye on him. Lukovsky's gonna be dangerous as well. Um, 4-3-3. Okay. Now on the weakness side of things, come from the right side of the pitch. So we are playing down the right, and we're overloading the right. So that's good. Set piece chance creation. I don't see any weaknesses for tactics though. Oh, there we go. Three clear-cut chances per 90 minutes. Mostly during last season, though. So, I could roll with the tactic that I have set up here. Or we could switch to GYR Thanos here, or even my Mourinho one. But I think, yeah, we'll go with our own. So let's get the starting lineup going, and I will see you back once that is said and done. Okay, so the starting lineup is set, and we are going to go with Stani Vukovic in net, Repka and Faye playing as ball-playing defenders, with Jedric in the middle, taking up the libero and defend role. Juricic and Nuts will be playing on the wing-backs. Itura as a defensive midfielder, Figiel as a mezzala. Shibata will be starting on the right wing since Dita is injured. Mrazec will play the role of shadow striker, and Suarez will be the lone man up front. So let's get the show on the road here and see how we do against Corona Kielce. What number do we give him? 29 doesn't seem like a defender's number. We'll give him 52. Okay then. So, pre-game team talk. I think I do agree with my assistant manager here. And we'll just try to encourage them as much as we can. And here we are. Now, I should mention I am playing on extended highlights. Ever since the FM24 beta came out, I've been playing on extended. I've never switched back to key highlights, which I used to use for years before this year's release. Oh, 30 seconds in and we've already conceded. That is not good. So they hit us down the left. They surely exploited that weakness of ours. We don't really have a lot of coverage on the left-hand side. Juricic is the only one covering that flank. Now here's Romanian Ronaldo gets fouled. Is it inside the box? Is it inside the box? Come on, ref, do the right thing. To be fair, that probably was inside the box. What a save! Wow. That's not his first penalty save of the season, by the way. So Dejan Stanivukovic, formerly of Futbolski Klub Kolubara, keeps us within one here. Maybe not for long, not for long. It's 2-0. Well, that was definitely not ideal. I mean, how do you leave the Romanian Ronaldo all alone up front there? Looks like he is playing as a mezzala with move into channels instruction. Okay, here's Repka. Jedric plays it down to Shibata. He'll run down the wing with a chance to cross it in. He opts for a low pushback to Figo. Nuts plays it all the way back to Faye, pardon me. Jedric, Juricic. Mrazec had a chance there, but that gets rebounded out for a corner. Let's give them a few shouts here. Demand more. Let's go, boys. Faye. Over to Itura. Figiel, completely misplaced pass there. And Nono, who's been dangerous since the start of the match, gets another one into the box. Jurasic. Over to Repka. Back to Faye. Shibata. Oh, Figiel had a chance. That did not go according to plan. And Stanivukovic gets his hand on it to push it out for another corner to Corona Kielce here. Header goes wide. So far, we have not been good enough, nowhere near good enough. Try to fire them up, see if that works. And I think we will be changing our tactics, definitely changing our tactics at halftime. Come on, Marzitz. You're supposed to put the ball in their net, not in ours. Okay, this did not go according to plan. Okay, so it's time to change the tactic. And we are gonna go back to Thanos. Not a lot of changes required here. Suarez is gonna go up front though. I have no idea why it's stating that he cannot play as a striker when he is an actual born striker. There we go. Okay, that looks good. We don't need to make any other changes, and let's see if we can make a comeback here. We've already done it once this season. Coming back from a 3-goal deficit to win. It will be a tall order though. So comes Shibata, gets it into the box. We're already looking slightly more dangerous than we did in the first half. Although we haven't gotten a single shot off yet. Bukovski gets it into the box, headed away. Troyak. Nothing came of that highlight there. Stanivukovic plays it down to Jurasic. He'll hoof the ball forward, headed away by defenders. Here's a giveaway. Marzitz. 3-1. That was a good goal. So we managed to pull one back. "85 minutes in, a comeback is extremely unlikely right now." And we're into stoppage time. Nuts. Ball played forward. Poorly, might I add. Florence will kick it out. We've only got a few seconds remaining in the match, and it's going to end 3-1 for Corona Kielce. Not an ideal result, especially considering we conceded inside the first minute there. Right, so that will take care of the episode here. So thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, if you enjoyed the content, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon, and we will see you back in the next one.